So the idea is that you don't fill it with everything that you have all in one week, but that you say, this is the busy box, and you rotate what's in there. So you want to make an impact. You're thinking about starting a business, sharing your voice. How do women do it that handle motherhood, family, and still chase after those dreams? Well, listen each week as we dive into the stories of women who know. This is Call Me CEO. Hello, my friends. It is Camille here with Call Me CEO, and this is a special series I'm doing through the summer called Summer Sanity Savers, because summer gets a little crazy. I'm filming this on July 9th. So we are into the second month of summer and already at the spot where my kids are saying, I'm bored, which I am sure if you have children, you know this and you can relate to this. So let's dive into this a little. I have an idea of some boredom bins I'm going to share with you. This is not the only boredom buster I've done. In fact, I have a list that I'm going to link to below where it's a list of reactions or things you can do if your child says, I'm bored. And I have given this list to my children and said, go through this list and pick 10 things so that when you have the thought, I am bored, I will give you this list. Another funny way of doing this is if they tell me they're bored, I say, well, figure it out. I'll give you something to clean. And that usually is a good motivator for them to figure out something they want to do to help them to not be bored. So for this idea specifically, this is more for maybe younger kids that need more direction. They can't go through a list and read it and figure it out on their own. Mixing up the places and the people you are with is always a good idea. Doing swaps for play dates or having an opportunity to go different places if you can. But if none of those are an option and we're just simply looking at ways to fill the boredom, this is an idea that you can try. Take it with a grain of salt. If it works for you, great. If not, that's fine too. So if you've ever had 3 hours into summer break and they're already saying, I'm bored, this one's for you. Because what if I told you that with just 3 bins, you can keep your kids busy, happy, and out of your hair long enough to finish the drink in your hand? So I want to introduce this by saying this is episode 3 of the series. We have already talked about how to handle screen time. That's a big thing in our house. The last one that just aired was talking about how to theme your days so that you bring in different ideas and a little bit of novelty to the different things you're doing. This is a more tactile approach to boredom. So the idea is that you create 3 physical bins where you fill them with things that'll help tackle boredom. Do these bins have to look any certain way? No. I'm thinking if you're putting together these bins, they would need to at least be the size of, say, a storage tote that's, oh gosh, how big are they? 5 gallons, maybe a little bigger. But this bin is going to be filled with tactile ideas for them that they can do independently or possibly with you as well. Number 1 is the boredom buster bin. This bin is filled with quick, low prep activities that you can grab when your kids are bored. In this, you're thinking of those very basic coloring books, sticker pad, Mad Libs, they still make them, pipe cleaners, a deck of Uno cards. Maybe it's filled with something that you've already done that your kids really like that is like this. What I'm imagining here are card games like Cover Your Assets is one that we really like. My kids also are older now, so they can do Phase 10, or maybe it's a small game like marbles. I don't know. Probably not marbles unless they're older because you don't want them choking. So just make it age appropriate. Stuff you already have, stuff on hand that it's all in one place and ready to go. I actually have these water boards that I really like where that's not waterboarding. That's not what you were doing here. It's actually a board where they can use water and paint a flat surface that just as it dries, it recreates, kind of like the Water Wow books, something like that. You're thinking of ideas that are easy to grab and go. so that when they say, I'm bored, they go straight to this bin. This could be something that is all on your own or something that you can do with them. An idea that you can add to this boredom bin buster is my Time for Us journals. You can find that on Amazon.com and look for Time for Us. It's a parent and child journal that you can do together, written by me. And it's a really fun way for them to use their imaginations as well, because it has a creative element within the prompts where they can draw or color. Hey moms, if you feel like life is a nonstop juggling act, school drop-offs, business calls, meal prep, trying to find a single moment for yourself, I've got something for you. First, you need to sign up for my newsletter. It is free. I always include the episodes, what's upcoming, what is the takeaway from that week, and I will include a free recipe, as well as sometimes activities that have to do with the upcoming events happening in today's world. But I have the Mom Balance Playbook for free. It is a simple, practical guide to managing the mayhem of mom life, so you can finally stop feeling like you're dropping the ball. It's time to bring more balance, joy, and structure into your home without the burnout. And the best part, it is totally free. Head to camillewalker.co to grab your free copy now, or grab it from the link below in the show notes. Bin number 2 is going to be your busy box. This is for the golden everything. It's for the quiet, independent play when you need to hop on a Zoom call, fold laundry, or just breathe for a minute. This is where you're going to fill it with puzzles, sensory bins, kinetic sand, lacing cards, or Legos. Rotate items weekly so it feels new, and you'll be shocked at how long it can buy you. So the idea is that you don't fill it with everything that you have all in one week, but that you say, this is the busy box, and you rotate what's in there. So that will take some planning on your part to try to keep the novelty alive. And yes, that requires some forethought and can take some time. But if you present it in a way that it's something new, they may be excited about what's in there. And one thing that I just got that I'm bringing on with us to an RV trip is it's like a cross stitch, but I can't even think of what it's called. I'll link to it in the show notes below. But it's almost like you're punching through with yarn, and it creates these beautiful characters or animals or landscapes, and they are so cute, and many ages can do them. So think of something like that, where it's busy, independent play, where they can do something quiet. Bin number 3 is your backyard fun bin. This is for outdoor energy burn mode. Think chalk, bubbles, water balloons, squirt guns, bug catching kits, anything that says go outside and get your wiggles out. And it's built-in reset button for when everything and everyone just needs to get outside and get loud. Sometimes they just need time to get the wiggles out, and that can be really easy to do. Now with these bins, I want you to think about accessibility and rotation. Let them pick from one bin at a time and switch out the contents every few days so that the novelty stays alive. And yes, dollar store finds totally count. So with this little setup, these 3 bins become your summer MVPs. No more scrambling for activities or feeling like the entertainment director at a summer camp you didn't sign up to run. These bins will help you get back a little time, a little sanity, and maybe, just maybe, that warm cup of coffee or that special soda you're waiting to drink. If you try this 3-bin system, tag me on Instagram at Call Me CEO Podcast or camillewalker.co so I can see your setup. And if this episode helped, please share it with a fellow mom who deserves a little less chaos in her summer. We'll see you next week for another sanity saving strategy. And make sure to share this with a friend, because sharing is caring, and I appreciate you being here. We'll see you next time. Hey CEOs, thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you found this episode inspiring or helpful, please let me know in a comment and a 5-star review. You could have the chance of being a featured review on an upcoming episode. Continue the conversation on Instagram at Call Me CEO Podcast. And remember, you are the boss.